Good morning, everyone. Come on in. It's time for church to start. Yay. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Chattanooga. I am Reverend Mandy Goheen, and that means that I serve all of you. This is a space of shared ministry, a space of growth, and today, our beginning of December and our theme of mystery. So welcome into the mystery of not knowing everything and knowing everything sometimes. There's a book. We need that. So I want to introduce someone this morning. This is exciting. This is a new thing that's happening here. Camille Winningham is our worship associate, and I'd like to invite you forward to say hello to everyone.
Hello.
And invite you to share our opening words.
Hi, I'm Camille, she, her. I've been with this community since summer of 2020. Welcome Mystery, Reverend Dr. Rebecca A. Savage. As people of faith and wonder, we welcome in the delight of mystery the awe of unfolding adventures, the expansiveness of what it means to behold the mystery as a gift to the imagination. Too often we relax into routines, find comfort in old habits, and give in to the confines of our lives. In this time of worship together, may our hearts be nudged, open to what may be. May our spirits be wrapped in curiosity to seek mystery and welcome her in. May our time together this day remind us to stay open, stay inquisitive of what we do not yet understand, and be inspired to stretch ourselves into new ways of being. Welcome mystery, welcome into our hearts and our time of worship together.
It is no mystery that in Unitarian Universalist gatherings of meetings, church services, meals, home dinners, we light a chalice. We light the chalice because it marked the way for people during World War II to know that there was a liberal, free-thinking area for them to attend a meeting. It is a symbol of our commitment to anti-oppression, and it is a symbol of us gathering together. Please join me in our chalice lighting words. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Okay. Looking around, I see a lot of new faces that might be mysterious to you. So this is the part of the service where you are welcome if you are comfortable to rise and greet people. But if you're not real comfortable and you just want to sit and wave and say hi, that's cool too. Everything is about consent, but it would be my great honor for all of us to rise and greet each other. After we've had a couple moments of that, you will hear the song start, and I promise it's time to sing. So please rise to greet this beloved community.
We are gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near. One more time. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour. Gathered here in one strong body. Gathered here in the struggle and the power. Spirit, draw near.
Please be seated. Thank you all for singing and settling into the mystery. So I would like to invite our Director of Religious Education, another Camille. It's the Camille Show today. Camille Mason has been here for a little over a year and a half, and it's my pleasure to have her read a story. And it was a mystery that I couldn't read it without crying, but I don't think that'll be mysterious after you read it. We're going to settle into unexpected gifts and mysteries. Sometimes we are surprised by what's right in front of us. So take it away, Camille.
Thank you. I'd like to invite the children and those who are young at heart to come on up and sit with me and read the story with me. Thank you. Yeah, come on over. I promise I won't bite.
That would be mysterious.
That would be mysterious. All right, so the story is called Beautiful Hands, and this is how it goes. She was bewildered and ashamed. The other hands in the classroom were smooth, with nails cleanly cut, hands raised to answer the teacher's question, hands engaged in the age-old art of spitball forming. Do you ever do spitballs? No? Yeah. I don't know. What about our friends over here? Have you ever done a spitball? Yes? Well, there you go. If you don't know what a spitball is, ask your parents. They all seem, hands writing on the blackboard, they all seem so new, so unused, so beautiful. Look at your own hands. Do you think your hands are beautiful? May hid her hands. In kindergarten, she hid them under the table. In first grade, she hid them under the table. In second grade, third grade, and even fourth grade. She hid her hands in this way. Winters were always easier thanks to Grandma's handmade mittens, colorful and bold, decorated with baby ducks and later with purple and blue stripes. The mittens meant May felt no shame walking to school carrying books and lunch for herself and her sister. Exclamations like, "Oh, how beautiful," and "I wish my grandma would make some mittens with stripes," stirred up hope inside May, and for a brief moment, she would tell herself she was one of them, for they would forget her hands and remember instead her beautiful mittens. Back in the classroom, May would catch someone looking in her direction and shove her hands back under the desk. She never raised her hand, never applauded with excitement. She wrote in hurried strokes of the pencil so as not to have her hands in full view for very long. One day, she was walking through the school hallway with her hands shoved into her pants pockets. In the hallway that day, she saw a poster for an art class. It was a special art class. It was going to be taught by her favorite teacher. And each student was going to be able to learn to draw and paint. She signed her name on the poster, and all the way home, she thought about the kind of art project she might make. Her mom worked all night long while she watched her younger sister, and she thought maybe Mom would like a pretty picture to look at when she got home from work. She also thought about how tired Mom was during the day, trying to sleep while the rest of the world was awake. And May thought she might make a "Do Not Disturb" sign for the front door. And then she remembered her beautiful mittens, and she thought she might draw a pattern to send to Grandma so Grandma could make new mittens, even some for her sister. As soon as May got home, she sat her sister Kate at the kitchen table for a snack. As she did the breakfast dishes and tried to keep Kate quiet so they would not wake up Mom, May thought of all the wonderful art projects she could try. May was so busy planning her project, she forgot about her hands. She finished the dishes, got out the mop to clean up the milk that didn't quite make it into Kate's mouth, and chopped potatoes for dinner. May was up by now and was rushing out the door to get to work. Mom was up by now and rushing out the door to get to work. Mom kissed May on the head, told the girls she loved them so much, and went off to work. May helped Kate with her bath, tucked her into bed, made up Mom's bed, and vacuumed the front room. After doing her homework, May went to bed and dreamt of being a famous artist. Everyone in town marveled at her beautiful paintings. She won awards from her school and even got to give a speech in front of the governor. When May woke up, she jumped out of bed excited about the art class. As she braided Kate's hair, she saw her hands and suddenly realized she could not paint or draw without the other children seeing her hands. She could not get Kate ready fast enough and practically pulled her all the way to school. Well, what do you think her hands look like? Why do you think she's maybe ashamed of them? So, did you hear in this story, how does she help her mom? How are some ways that she helped her mom? She helped with her hands. She did the dishes. She made food. She made the bed, right? And so she was using her hands to help around the house. And so as she was using her hands, when we use them a lot, sometimes they get red or they get dry. And so she was ashamed of her hands because she had to use them so much to help her mom, because they didn't look the same as her friends, because they didn't have to help their parents or their families as much. Does that make sense? Okay. So, let's see. She could not get Kate ready fast enough and practically pulled her all the way to school. May ran to the hallway to cross her name off the poster. It was not there. The poster and sign-up sheet were gone. She went to class and told her teacher she needed to drop out of art class. The teacher said she would have to go to the art class and tell the art teacher that she was no longer interested in the class. When May went to the art class that day, she tried to get the teacher's attention, but there were so many other children in the class and such a lot of noise that May decided she would wait until after the class to talk to the art teacher. After the teacher got the class to quiet down, she talked a little bit about drawing things, how important it was to draw what you saw, even if no one else saw the same thing. She said they would eventually draw their pets and maybe even a family member, but that their first lesson was to draw their own hand. May was stunned and tried her very best not to cry in front of the other children. Though there were many things she wanted to draw, her hand was certainly not one of them. Still, she did her best, though. She was ashamed to even look at the rough redness around her nails. She had little bumps on her palms, and the lines in her hands reminded her of her grandma's hands. May finished her drawing and left as quickly as possible, even before the teacher had collected the hand pictures and told them what they would be doing the next day. The following morning, May was determined to tell the art teacher she could not take the class anymore. When she got to art class, the teacher talked about all the wonderful hand drawings she had gathered from their desks the day before. The art teacher laughed about the hand drawing that showed pink and purple dotted fingernails. She laughed about the hand that had diamond rings on every finger and 4 diamond rings on the thumb. Then she held up a hand drawing that was familiar to May. It showed a small hand with fingers curled towards the palm as it held a precious stone or delicate butterfly. May shoved her hands under the desk and wanted to crawl under there to hide along with her hands. The teacher said, "Of all the drawings I saw yesterday, this is the one I could not stop looking at. This is an interesting drawing, a beautiful drawing, for it shows a hand that is not idle." Do you know what the word idle means? Idle means that you're not just sitting there, that you are doing something. It means that her hands, they are hands that have purpose, all right? Her hands are not idle. They are just not sitting there. They are doing something to help other people. She says, "This is an interesting drawing, a beautiful drawing, for it shows a hand that is not idle. It shows a hand that has worked hard. The fingers are curved as if to protect something fragile." She walked to May's desk and asked May, "Could I please see your hand?" May did not want to show her hand, but being accustomed to obeying teachers, she pulled her hand out from under the desk. The teacher took May's hand into her own. "Now," said the teacher, "as I hold in my own hand the hand from this drawing, I can see that I was not wrong. It is a hand that caressed little kittens and held small daisies. It is a hand that has washed many dishes, folded laundry, given baths, and combed hair. Yes, this is a very interesting hand. It is a beautiful hand." With that, the teacher went back and started talking about that afternoon's drawing assignment. After class, May ran all the way home, dragging Kate part of the way and carrying her the rest of the way. She put the drawing on Mom's bed, and with her rough, red hands, she washed the dishes, fixed dinner, bathed Kate, and finished her homework. As she lay down in bed, she noticed that the glow from the moon was shining on her hands. They looked different tonight. May thought of the many dishes and counters she washed when Mom was sleeping. She thought of the time she had bathed her sister and cleaned up the house when Mom was at work. She thought about the way her palm fit over Kate's cheek and how wonderful her sister's skin felt to her hand. She remembered the tender kisses Mommy gave her hands when she came home from work in the dark hours of the early morning. She would hear her Mommy say, "Thank you, May, for all your help. I could not do this without you." Just as the little girl with red, rough hands was starting to nod off, she looked one more time at her hands, and she smiled, for they really were the most interesting hands. Thank you for reading this story with me. If you will please help me sing the children to Ari.
Good one, huh? All right, this is the time in the service set aside for bringing forward our joys and concerns we are ready to share. It's a time when you're invited forward to light a candle for what you're carrying in your heart. May it be mysterious or something quite obvious. I invite all the folks now who are ready to come forward and light a candle to mark the joys and concerns in your life this week. going to invite everyone into a time of meditation and reflection. I invite you to be comfortable in your seat, letting go of anything you don't want to hold on to so you can be present in your body and this space. Our time of meditation is an invitation to arrive fully into this moment. Cast off that which does not serve you in this time. Unfurl your shoulders. Breathe into this space. Quiet your inner chatter. Be here, right here, with beloveds near and far in this shared moment of serenity and calm. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, that's okay. If not, you can still be with your body, and I invite you to journey inward. In your mind's eye, imagine the immediate space around you where you may be resting. What is around your body, over your head, below you? Appreciate colors and textures and the feel of this place. Recall the memories associated with what and who may be around you, who has been here before, what may have happened in this space. With grace and gratitude, send loving kindness into all that this space means to you and others, even if it's the first time you've ever come. Next, imagine the wider community around this space, the other buildings, homes, parks, structures, our trails, whatever may be around you in the larger sense. Appreciate and connect with the idea that the larger space of who is there and what has happened in that wider community. With compassion and thanks, send kind regards outwards. Next, imagine the expansiveness of our planet, the many people, languages, and cultures, animals, plants, and fauna of our shared home, this interdependent web of all existence of which we are part. Run your imagination across fields, the oceans, and the forests of these lands, recalling the generations of people and animals that have called this planet home for thousands, millions of years. Hold in your care all that has ever been in our world with wonder and gratitude for this day. Next, expand your mind across the vastness of the universe, the known and unknown, the planets, stars, galaxies that exist far outside even our own imagination. Let your spirit touch the mystery of beyond, the mystery of the universe, the mystery of that which we may never truly know nor understand. With reverence and astonishment, may that sense of mystery continue to immerse us in the unfolding journey of life. May we come back to this present moment with enchantment of the beyond, bringing with us a greater sense of peace, a greater sense of connection and interconnection to ourselves and each other, and all that shall be. May we arrive together, blessed by the journey beyond and within, and may it be so. Ready? Oh boy, I heard it. Any excuse to wear that hat. She's doing it again. All right, I gotta get my notes so this comes out elementary. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Or you get this, I'll get this.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
All right. So, yeah, you start. All right. You start.
Okay, so what's going on here?
So what's going on
This
here?
is supposed to be a sermon.
Oh, a sermon. Oh, wait, I lost our space again. Yeah, it's supposed to be a sermon. Let's look at all the slides. Can we go back to the sermon slide? Can I have help with that? Thank you. It'll make more sense. Oh, no, where is it gone? Oh, shoot, there, stop. Okay, next slide, please.
And it should also be about the holidays.
Oh, it is about the holidays.
We can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear it? Uh-oh, okay. We're going to get the mics under. That's another Christmas mystery doing dialogue in front of you all. What is going on? Let's start over.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
All
let's
right.
start again.
So what exactly is going on here? This is supposed to be a sermon, and it should at least be about the holidays.
Ah, I'm so glad you asked. Wouldn't you like to know the elements of the holidays?
I would.
You would? Good. Wouldn't you like to get hooked into a story? A strong hook, perhaps. This is the case of the Christmas pudding, Camille. This is a Sherlock Holmes case that has a transcending mystery involved. Who knows what a mystery? Do you know what a mystery is?
I have an idea.
Okay, thank goodness. This is a mystery, right? A mystery can be many things. Like this, it's difficult and impossible to understand. It can be a play or a novel dealing with whose identity or nature in a puzzling way is unknown. It can be a secret Greek rite. I didn't study that part. It seemed a little weird. And it's part of the mystery of Christmas. It's part of the Christian theology of the mystery of Christ. And then transcend, because it's a transcending mystery, goes beyond our range or limits of understanding. So that's what a transcending mystery is, but that probably didn't answer your question.
No, it did not.
Okay. So the real answer is you took the shared pulpit class.
Oh, yes. Yes, the sermon I will be doing next week about the mystery of the 12 steps and how we can use that theology to find understanding.
See, so you are now on the worship team, and it was kind of a mystery how that happened, I would say.
It was definitely a mystery. I still have not figured that out.
You have learned to be careful what you tell me you like now.
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right, perfect. But what about, do you know what a Christmas pudding is?
I do not know what a Christmas pudding is. I think you'll tell me, though.
It looks like a fruitcake that's on fire. I'm not English, but you know, it's important to our story because our story takes place in Victorian England or in the 1940s TV land. The case of the Christmas pudding was the 23rd episode of the TV series Sherlock Holmes, starring Ronald Howard as Sherlock Holmes and Howard Marion Crawford as Dr. Watson. It aired on April 4th, 1955. The bust of Sherlock Holmes in the series is taken from the original Arthur Conan Doyle short story, The Adventure of the Empty House. This mystery is about somebody named John Norton, a convicted murderer who swears vengeance on Dr. Holmes before his execution. Norton receives a Christmas pudding and escapes. After evading the revenge attempt, Holmes tries to find out who his accomplice is. That's what this is about, probably.
Well, can you just break down the parts of a holiday mystery first, please?
Okay. I'll break it down. That makes sense. A holiday mystery. A holiday mystery has a strong hook. You all came to church. I don't know what you're going to do. You're not going to leave at this point, right? So you've been hooked in. It's a strong hook. Holidays in general are just mysterious. Like, why do we fuss and busy ourselves and do all this stuff and then complain a little bit about how busy we are? It is quite mysterious, isn't it? You will notice there are well-structured chapters today. We have questions and answers. Unique characters, exchange, engaging dialogue. There we go.
At least we hope it's engaging.
Yes, we can. There is a red herring. We'll talk about that later. And I promise there will be a satisfying conclusion.
Okay, well, I find it mysterious that people gather in groups that they normally wouldn't hang out with, like for parties or protests or projects or something else during the holidays. Why do you think that is?
It's elementary. We are building relationships. It is called process theology. It's a very scientific way of understanding what God may or may not be based on our interactions and relationships. Does that answer your question, kind of?
Maybe.
I see. Let's see. There is bad news in Christmas mysteries. So if you have ever watched a Sherlock Holmes mystery, who has watched one? Read one? Something? Okay, so I'm not. This one hadn't until this week.
I mean, I knew who he was. I just never read it or watched it.
So I was more excited than Watson was, I'll be clear. It was a little mysterious. There's bad news, though, in the character of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes is obsessed with the details. He gets very lost in the details, and sometimes when you're obsessed with, like, what scent someone's perfume is, or following the clues, you forget about relationships. And he finds relationships quite mysterious, but the cool thing about Dr. Holmes, or Mr. Holmes, is he loves Dr. Watson, and the reason I know this is he calls him my dear Watson. Interesting, right? There is love and exchange. Oh, my dear Winningham. I do love you. I do love you. It is true. Relationships give us the space to process the mystery and the joy of the holidays.
Well, what about the people we miss, and even pets, and the times we don't normally think of other times of the year, the mystery indeed of what that brings?
Well, the reason why we tend to have memories that might make us remember joyful or times of grief at the holidays is because the holidays, including Christmas pudding, is quite a sensory experience. Sherlock Holmes would have appreciated using all of our senses to engage in the mystery, but that is what engages us and triggers us into memories during the holiday that may not have been expected. Sometimes it can be a whiff of the smell of Christmas pudding. I don't know what that smells like, but I would assume that would happen. The Christmas wreath, the way the Christmas tree smells, and the feeling of the ornaments you may have put on your holiday tree 100 times. Maybe it's the texture of the menorah your family keeps at home. Maybe it is just the traditions you have that have nothing to do with religion whatsoever. But during the holiday season, one way to welcome in the mystery is not to forget to engage all of our senses and be present to what comes, because it is important. It's an opportunity, just like to hang out with people. It's an opportunity to hang out with our memories and honor them and cherish them in a way that transcends what we might have known before.
I still think it's mysterious that this is a UU sermon.
I do too. But here's the thing. They called me as their minister, and I love this hat. And I keep thinking of reasons to wear it. There is a satisfying conclusion, though. The satisfying conclusion is, guess what? The holidays will end. Our hustle and bustle and worry and love and joy and strife and all the things, the eating will end. Oh my gosh. I've had too many sweets already. I'm trying to pace myself, but that will end too. The sensory experiences will change. We'll put the Christmas decorations away, pack up the Hanukkah candles, all those things. Christmas is elementary. Holidays are elementary in that they are sacred, secular, and scientific. Scientific. Sometimes we get distracted by the scientific, don't we? We want to have an explanation of the why. But Christmas New Year's, Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, Chalaka. I'm not going to talk about that. I will someday. All those times of gathering, something special and mysterious happens. We change, we grow together. We draw upon and are inspired by sacred sexual.
That too.
Secular! Okay, that was a Christmas mystery. I was doing so well. Secular and scientific. Well, I got everyone's attention. No one will forget this mystery of why our minister said that word. Oh, we draw upon and are inspired by the sacred and secular and scientific understandings that help us make meaning and live into our values.
That was elementary.
Thank you. Now, in the end of every great Sherlock Holmes mystery setting, Sherlock will play the violin sometimes for Watson. I don't play the violin, and I'm not good at it, so I'm going to leave that to the experts as we round out this ridiculousness that went further south than I had intended. And with that, enjoy the music. And I'd like to invite Dave Ben forward for our social justice moment.
My spouse and partner, Judith, put together a handout which is in your program about inequality. there's all kinds of definitions there and complicated stuff that I don't want to go through up here with you. I'd like to start this commentary by reading an opinion by Carlo Carretto in his book, Letters from the Desert. I don't want to deceive myself anymore. Indeed, I am not able to. The truth is that I did not give one of my 2 blankets to the stranger who asked for it for fear of the cold night that I faced in the desert. And that means that I love my own skin more than my brother's. While Jesus' commandment tells me, love the life of others as you love your own. So, I want to ask you a question. And you don't have to participate if you don't feel like it. There are 2 main theories that explain social inequality. The first is the functionalist theory. Functionalist theorists believe that inequality is inevitable and desirable and plays an important function in society. Important positions in society require more training and thus should receive more rewards. Social inequality and social stratification, according to this view, lead to a meritocracy based on ability. Letting that sink in a minute. Number 2, conflict theorists. Conflict theorists, on the other hand, view inequality as resulting from groups with power dominating less powerful groups. They believe that social inequality prevents and hinders societal progress, as those in power repress the powerless people to maintain the status quo. In today's world, this work of domination is achieved primarily through the power of ideology, our thoughts, values, beliefs, worldviews, norms, and expectations, through a process known as cultural hegemony. So, who believes the first one? I know you're all embarrassed. Who believes the second one? Not surprising in terms of a Unitarian church, I guess. Does anybody have any comments on this?
I'd say it's not necessarily either or. It could be something of a blending of the 2. We can't be too black and white and simplistic about it.
Agreed, but then I also think when it comes to things like, people have skills and they have to have those special skills, so they should get more, when a lot of times people who are in oppressed areas or poor income don't have access to kind of things that would provide them those skills, so they're locked out of those things, which doesn't ever help them reach that level. So that goes along with the black and white kind of, it's not black and white, there's a whole lot of gray area, I think, that kind of bleeds together.
The rot started when executive pay started rising in multiples of the lowest paid employees of a company. It is not going to shred the social fabric if the CEO or the owner makes 5 times what the least well-paid employee makes. It is anathema to a just society if that person makes 1,000, 5,000 times the pay of the lowest paid employee, then we're in trouble, and we are in trouble.
The name Elon Musk comes to mind. We mentioned that. Anybody else? Okay, those are the thoughts for the week.
I didn't plan that one either. It's time for the offertory. No, really, though. I think that the way people responded and answered, and having an opportunity to be in a church where we can talk about that out loud, and it's part of our deepening into who we are as humans and good people in the world, is important. And that little dialogue we just had, that's what Unitarian Universalism is historically. It's a back and forth. It's a way of exploring and being curious and finding out together. It's a way of changing the rules sometimes, right? Maybe we don't like those two theories. We'll get a committee together and make our own. It's an important place of thought and reason, and for that, we know that when we share during our offerings, that there isn't an expectation that everybody has the most. There is an expectation that if you have that which you can share today, to do so generously. If you've never been here and wonder if every Sunday is like this, you can wait till next time and try it again. But the thing is, it doesn't matter who's giving. When we all give together, it builds collaborative strength. It builds a foundation that maintains an opportunity for there to be a church in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where we just had the discussion we had. And for that, the offering will be gratefully received. Please join me in the offertory response. We give these gifts freely, committed to our mission to care, create beloved community, awaken hearts and minds, resist injustice and act with compassion, embrace life and care for the earth. To this work, we dedicate our offerings. It's time for our closing song, and I think we have some help. So please rise and body and or, oh, not yet, never mind. Please listen to Christian.
Okay, so this is more interactive here. You guys gotta I'm challenging you guys. First, I want for all of you who are trained opera singers to stand up. Then I want to, for all of you who stand up, whoever sang in the choir. Anyone who ever sang in a choir? Layla? Should we take a photo? Thank you all. You just outed yourself. Layla's our choir director. And now everybody else who's either passionate singing or who's passionately supports everybody else in singing. So if everyone can rise. So what we're gonna do this morning, this is at the second round of today, and we're gonna make you feel like you're singing in the choir. So when you sing in the choir, there are different parts. In this song, there are 4 different parts. You will stick to your part. You don't have to sing the other ones, but we're gonna sing the 4 parts through twice. And when we sing the part, we actually, it's a refrain, so it's actually sang always twice. So twice each section, and it's the whole 4 sections through. So we're gonna do this 2 times. And the 3rd time, everyone will sing at the same time. You're gonna have 4 different parts in terms of melody, in terms of rhythm. But I have total trust in you, and all of these choir members have total trust in you. They will support you. So in the groups, here's the easy one. Number 1 is the biggest group. So all of this section, number 1, and that's what you see in case if you have a hymnal, it's that top part. Those first 2 lines is number 1. Now here's the challenging. Number 2 and 3 is here, so we're gonna split it right through here. Skip is more to the left, Tim is more to the right, Roger is to the right. So that means number 2 is this here, number 3 is this here, so far so good. Number 2s are the where do we come from, and that's all. It's a very short one, but it's a very long notes. Then number 3 is the mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. And
it has 2 notes. It has 2 notes.
Exactly. So you can only screw up twice, right? Okay, and then I trust the people who are always close to the piano are the ones who are true singers and musicians. So that's the number 4. So with that, we're gonna sing it twice through, and it's the song number 1003. Good. So, Layla, shall we kick it off?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. For where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do we come from? And we're gonna do the same thing one more time. Where do we come from? Where are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery, life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? Where are we going? Where do... Watch out now, and everybody in a moment, everyone!
Thank you, Christian. Everyone who helped, that was amazing. I didn't know we had so many opera singers. So this is the part of the service that I call So What, and this is the part where I will enunciate my words properly. So why is mystery important, and what does this have to do with Unitarian Universalism? Really quickly, as a denomination, we are going through a process that is called Article 2. And in Article 2, we are defining what we believe and massaging. You know how we like to massage words in our tradition? So we're in the word massaging period. And if you look on the screen here, the highlighted dark words are the ones that are the suggested edit for the original words that were presented. So this is an amendment to Article 2. And what I particularly love about this is it creates a sense that there is mystery, and there is logic, and there is science, all at the same time. And we are a people who welcome that in our authenticity. If you're interested in governance like many Unitarian Universalists, one of the democratic process is fun. I swear I love it, honestly. Go to the UUA website, check out Article 2. It's really interesting. There are opportunities for you as well to make comments on the wording that will go into our new documents of what Unitarian Universalism is, and it would be cool if this beacon of light that is Chattanooga, Tennessee, UUCC, had some participation in that. Our closing words are The Mystery of Being by John O'Donohue. May you awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. May you receive great encouragement when unknown frontiers beckon. May you take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. May you experience each day as a sacred gift, woven around the heart of wonder. Camille, will you help us extinguish our chalice? Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words. Extinguish this flame, but keep the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and share with all the world. And now it's time for announcements. Christian is our board rep today, so I want to invite not only all the skills, host potlucks, can sing, board rep. There we go. What a great volunteer. Thank you, Christian. Woo.
And I know the 95 people that are here today are just as much skilled as everybody else. Thank you all. Looking forward to your skills. Announcements for this week. First, I want to share a photo from yesterday. We participated in the Main Street Christmas 24 parade. It was a small group, but gosh, it was gratifying. It was such a great moment for all of us who participated, handing out Hershey kisses. There were numerous times that people sat at the side, and I'm serious, that they said, "Oh, it's great that you are in this," repeatedly. And I think the rest of you heard it as well. I couldn't believe it. So that the community was really excited to see us there. And we have big plans. We want to make it next year even bigger. So I hope next year kind of more of you can participate. Announcements for next week. Maybe before we go into the details, I'm asking for a special announcement. Who has a special announcement?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here to talk today about the winter solstice, which is December 21st. We have several things going on for you that night. Everything will be from 5 to 8 p.m. Every year, I think this is the 16th year, they've done an indoor candlelit walking labyrinth here in the sanctuary. So that will be happening again this year. Wendy Sapp will tell you more about that another day. There will also be an outdoor candlelit walking labyrinth. We have one of those out on the grounds. There are numerous opportunities to volunteer for those things, to be a labyrinth host, to help set up, to clear out the grounds and get it ready for guests, and then of course to clean up afterwards. Those are posted out on the Holiday Happenings board. There are specific dates and times there as well, so please take a look at that on the way out and sign up for what you can. Also that evening, we will be hosting a Yule altar downstairs in the teen room. That's that room across from the forum room that we don't really use very much. We did this last year too, and it was a big success. Yule is the pagan holiday that happens on the winter solstice, and very simply put, it's a time when we both relish the darkness of the longest night and look forward to the rebirth of the sun, the actual sun, the next morning as we start to enter the light half of the year. So to that end, we will be having an altar in that room. It'll be a place for peace and quiet. We'll have some meditative music. You can light a candle. You can sit and just enjoy the peace for a little bit, take a break from the busy holiday season. Afterwards, you can go across the hall to the forum room. We will be having a party. We'll be having a little gathering. We will be serving hot drinks. We have a wassail, hot chocolate, and spiced wine. We will be asking for food contributions from the congregation, though. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be store-bought. It can be homemade. It can be a bag of mandarin oranges. Just make sure we have lots of fun things for people to eat. And then you can head right out the back door of the forum room and enjoy a Yule log fire, which will be outside, of course. And Andre Goheen will be hosting that, and he can tell you more about that probably next week. So anyway, sign-ups for all of that are on the Holiday Happenings board out there, so please take a look at those on the way out, and we hope to see you here on the 21st.
Thank you so much, Jen.
You all may remember our little 12 Days of Christmas that we put together a couple weeks ago. So just a reminder that our sing-along will be December 17 following the service. The choir will be hosting. There will be soups and breads and desserts, so you won't want to miss it.
Wonderful.
Hi there. Next Sunday afternoon from 12:30 to 2:30, I'll be leading the third session of Introduction to the Hebrew Scriptures. We're going to be talking about the stories of Abraham and Joseph. We've had several people that have joined along the way, so if you are hearing about this and interested and want to know more about it, please see me after the service today.
Thank you, Pam. Sandy.
Sandy Kurz. One last reminder, it's top on your program here. The Candlelight COP28 Climate Vigil is happening this evening down at the Ruth Holmberg Bridge by the Hunter Art Museum. And it's a time for an inspirational moment to send good vibes over to the United Arab Emirates to reduce carbon fossil fuels and those emissions from it. And I think we can enjoy the evening. The weather is cooperating, thank goodness. It's not going to be raining, and it's relatively warm. So dress appropriately, and come and enjoy this and spend time together, collaborating with those faraway people, and doing our thing here in Chattanooga as well. We're standing watch on this vigil to make sure that they are acting globally and we are acting locally.
Thank you, Sandy. Jennifer.
Hi. I want to thank everybody who has contributed to our food gathering. This week, Bill and I went to the Chattanooga Area Food Bank and delivered 159 pounds of food.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you, Jennifer and Bill, for organizing.
Hello, we have more holiday stuff coming up. December 16th is Winter's in the Air holiday readings. It's going to be me and Dylan and Pam, so you know it's going to be good. This is a fundraiser. It's a suggested donation, so give what you can, but it's a fundraiser, so we are going to invite everybody. You get to help us invite everybody. Invite all your friends, please. Invite all of your family members. Invite all of your neighbors. And we have these handy, beautiful flyers that you can pass out and tape up and nail up on every street corner, every cafe, every workplace, everywhere you can possibly think of. Please take some of these. We have so many of these. and different sizes. They're on the circle table up there. You can ask myself or Farron for some more. Put them everywhere, invite everybody, and then come hang out with the crowd. It's going to be so good.
Thank you, Sally. Any other special announcements? Then maybe just to wrap things up for this coming week. So you heard of several announcements. There's the big board outside. I just suggest take a photo of it to remember. Also, if you don't receive the newsletter, just send an email to the office. You find it on the back page, and then Farron will be happy to add you to the newsletter. Two more things that I just shortly want to mention is that we just decided on that in January we're going to continue with our Monday evening yoga with the same yoga instructor that we had before. Rachel Clark will be available again, and so that's why it has to be on Monday. I'm sorry for some that might have volunteered for or kind of said for Tuesday. It's only kind of possible that way with Monday evenings at 6 p.m. starting in January. And second, we're also going to start Forum. Nikki Osbeck and myself, we're gonna start twice a month before the service at 9:30 down there in the Forum room doing Forum. So a forum is a discussion group. So it's really a discussion group. Sometimes it's a TED Talk. Sometimes it's a challenging question. It means for anybody who's wants to kind of be intellectually inspired, wants to have a fruitful discussion about social topics, political topics, and other topics to talk about that. We're starting it twice a month on the 2nd and 4th Sunday of the month.
Well, that means that I should say what's happening on the 1st and 3rd Sunday of the month so that you can fill in your calendar starting in January. Choir rehearsal. Every time. Yes, choir rehearsal. But also after service, starting in January, on the first Sunday, we're going to do a lunch and learn where we will talk about whatever we need to talk about that month in Unitarian Universalism. We'll probably deepen into the theme. We might have a guest speaker. It will be directly after service. On the first Sunday, I'm bringing soup. We can have people sign up for the next time we gather. The second Sunday after church, this is at 12:30. I'm not a morning person. See, Forum, morning person. Late, getting here, minister. So on the second Sunday of the month, we'll do a brown bag lunch discussion and invite the person who we're donating the plate to have an ongoing discussion with us. So we are doing so many cool programs starting in January. So stay tuned. Just because the holiday hustle and bustle might be over, we're only getting started around here.
So last thing, I'm having here, you might see also the announcements out there, kind of Christmas gifts for our staff, so that only you could hear it, for somebody who leads the Sunday service, somebody who plays the piano and does the choir, for somebody who does RE program, for somebody who does childcare, for somebody kind of does all of the office administration. So if you want to show your gratitude, please pick out kind of one of these red envelopes and put them during the Sunday into the offertory. If you have the feeling, I'm not going to be able to, just talk to myself or ask somebody else around. You can always kind of hand it off to one of us, and we'll make sure that it comes properly collected. So, if there are no further questions...
I don't think so. I hope. I think that we've been here long enough. What do you think? Yeah. I think it's elementary that it's time to go. Our service has ended. May our service to the world and each other begin in earnest now.